the 20-foot Freedom Eagle is pretty heavy duty, so an F-150 might be better suited for our 16-foot option, the double-double, which is actually our most common choice.
Are you pausing your outreach because onboarding and service delivery are eating all your time? Here's how to automate the entire process so you never have to stop. Look, I see this happening all the time. You're running outreach, you're booking calls, closing deals, then what happens? You stop everything to onboard the client. You gather their info, you set up their systems, answer a million questions, weeks go by, and meanwhile your pipeline goes cold, your outreach dies, and you're stuck putting all your time into delivery instead of growth. Most people think this is just part of the process. It's not. You can automate 90% of your onboarding so it runs in the background while you keep closing deals, and productize your complete system so that your team completes builds much faster with less effort. I'm about to show you the exact systems and platforms I use so you can build like the top 1% and separate yourself from everyone else in the space. Now, if you're not familiar with Twilio, it's the platform that handles all the phone and messaging infrastructure. It manages phone numbers, voice calls, SMS, and usage billing, so you don't have to build that from scratch. Think of it like your cell phone service provider, but for AI and automation. Now, most people wonder how minute usage and phone number charges are handled when you're managing multiple clients. It's not as difficult as you think, and here's why we use Twilio for all our clients. Number one, easier billing management. With Twilio, clients add their card directly to the account. They can also grant you admin access for management and A2P setup, which is required for all US-based businesses for SMS texting. And I'll cover more on that later on in the video. Phone number charges, voice usage, and chat usage all billed automatically. Number two, texting and calling from the same number. To use the same number for both texting and calling, you need Twilio. Since our AI systems handle both calls and SMS follow-up, Twilio keeps everything under one number. It's as easy as integrating Twilio into GoHighLevel and importing numbers into our specialized AI platform. Now we're currently testing Telnix. It's an alternative to Twilio. It's built specifically for AI with higher performance for voice and messaging, lower latency, and lower overall fees. Now, I'll do a detailed breakdown once we implement this into our specialized AI platform. But right now, Twilio is what we use for every single one of our clients, and now it's just easier to manage. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about onboarding. Building an automated onboarding process will make your life 10 times easier. Now, during the sales call, the moment the client pays, I let my team know to automatically add them to our communication platform so that we can continue the conversation going inside the app. We actually use Pumble for this, super clean, user-friendly, and keeps all our clients organized in one place. Also, while all this is being done, the moment a new client pays, it automatically triggers a workflow inside of GoHighLevel. They receive a quick SMS welcoming them and a detailed email walking them through the next steps. Now let me show you how this is set up. First thing you want to do is integrate the payment processor. Now you can use either Square, Stripe, any of these payment processors. It's perfectly fine, especially when you're just getting started. Or you can also use payment processors like Fanbase, WAP, and there's others that you can actually use. Now, the first thing you want to do is just integrate. I'm just going to use these as an example. Either one, let's just say Square or Stripe. You integrate it into the platform inside of GoHighLevel. Next step you would do is create a product. I'm just going to create a test product, and you can call it whatever you want. You can say AI growth. I'll say system. Over here, you can do a quick little description. I'm just going to write quick description. And then you can, I'll just put like, let's say $5,000, 5,000. Okay. And then let's just say compare at 7 and then just save. Okay. Now we created a product. Cool. Let's just go back. And then you're going to see right here, AI growth system. Okay. Next thing you want to do, oh, it's not a physical product. So you can come here and edit, and you can change that by going down to the actual product, clicking edit, and then you could go to digital product, right? And then save it if you wanted to. Not really a big deal, honestly. And then you go back and then you can see it right there. All right. Next thing you want to do is go to payment links and then click create new payment link. And then you're going to find the correct payment product, right? AI growth system. And you can see the quick description right there. And I like doing the add phone number requirement. It would be pay, and then you can put your branding powered by your business name, add terms of conditions, right? You can do whatever it is, put the links right there, and it's just going to appear right under the pay button. And then that's basically it. You can name it right here, whatever you want. And you can name it, let's say AI growth system. And then you could put 5K. But let's just say you have multiple different prices, depending on the business, who the business owner is, the extent of what they're doing. Maybe you have an upsell or downsell programs. You can separate them. So this makes it super easy. So like, let's say when you preview it, That's it. You see basically a payment processing link that you just send over to them and they could just put in their information and then just pay for your service. And it automatically gets routed inside of GoHighLevel, which is cool because you can trigger workflows. It just makes life easier for you if you do it this way. Super clean, simple. You don't have to overcomplicate this step. And now you have a payment processing link that you can actually just shoot over to them. All right. So that's basically how that works. And again, you can literally create another version of this. Let's say you have a $3,000 offer and you can create another one for $3,000. And all you have to do is just copy the link and send it over to them during the call. Next step would be the automations. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a new workflow, start from scratch. And the first thing I'm going to do is payments received. Right, payment received right there. Add filter. You can go to global product and then is, and then you're going to look for the name of the product, which is AI growth system. Then you're going to go to payment status is success. And then you could also go a little bit more and go to payment product price is, and then you could go to, like, if you have different versions of it, you could go to the correct one and then save it, right? And you could have multiple versions of this. You could have another payment received. And let's say you have a 3,000 version of this, you can also add this in here and even branch it out depending on like what's happening. You know, maybe it's a different program, so you want to send up a different email, things like that. So for this case, I'm just going to make it super simple. What we could do here is just email, send email. All right. And what we could do actually before we even get to this point, and I forgot to this, is we'll go here, is creating the email template. And we can do that real quick. You go to marketing, you go to emails, or we'll go to templates. We'll hit on new, go to email marketing templates, and we're going to use a basic one. We're not going to overcomplicate this. Let's just use this template. All right, let's just change this to whatever it is. I'm just using this as an example. Then what we're going to do is we're going to delete this. And then let's just go back here. And this is essentially the welcome email that you can use. I'm just going to copy this. Okay. And paste it over. That's it. Right? Very simple. The whole point of this is to kind of welcome them, congratulate them for taking the next steps. These are what to expect moving forward or the next steps. You're going to be receiving a service agreement in a separate email. We, again, like I said, we like doing that process manually and then going through the onboarding process. So they either click this little hyperlink or let's do this full width. They click on this little button and you can say, let's get started, right? Something simple. Let's get started. And then you make sure you put the link to the onboarding funnel. Then you could save it. Actually, let me change the name of this to local business welcome email. Okay. And then let's just save that. Done. Now let's just go back to the automations, the one that we started, and okay, payment received. Let's send an email. Send email. We can go to existing. We look for local business welcome email. Done. And then make sure that you put, you know, whatever your email name, and you can name this whatever, welcome email. All right, and then click on additional settings if you want to, right, for tracking, and then just save it. Next step is if you want to do an SMS, you can do an SMS. Just make it a very simple SMS message, just kind of welcome them or congratulations on your next step. Then we could do kind of like an update and opportunity. It could be whatever it is. It can be closed or whatever stages you have. If you have maybe a closed stage, that's perfectly fine. And maybe if you have a signed agreement stage, you can do that when they sign the agreement. I mean, essentially, you can customize everything depending on what you want to do. But, you know, you don't have to overcomplicate the step in the beginning. The whole point is to just automate the whole process. And as you start leveling up, as you start growing your business, then you can start optimizing it, improving it, adjusting it, making changes to it. So that way, every single step of the process is automated and is actually doing everything you need it to do. Okay. You can even tag if you want to. And then that's basically it. You turn it on, boom. Now, every single time somebody pays, it goes through here. They get the welcome email. They get the message. Their opportunity stage gets updated. And, you know, they get tagged, maybe new client tag or whatever it is. Done. Now, the next step is essentially building the form that you will be using in your onboarding funnel. And this doesn't have to be crazy complicated. Keep it simple and just improve it as you grow over time. Inside the onboarding form, you will ask business owners for their business information. This is for A2P verification. I'll go more on that in a little bit. Their legal business name, their business type, EIN number, business address, business email, business phone number, their website, their full name, email, phone number, everything you need in order to get A2P verification set up for them. You also want to add something like frequently asked questions, the qualification process. What does that look like? What is the overall goal when scheduling the lead? Is it a video call? Is it a phone call? An in-home inspection, depending on what industry you're working with, and then other important information that you feel you need to know. Now remember, this is not a one-size-fits-all. This all depends on the services that you will be providing and a bunch of other variables. Now, in order to build a form, all you need to do is just go to Sites. You're going to go to Form Builder. You're going to add a form. You can start from scratch, or you can, take one from a template. We don't need all this stuff. Their first name, their last name. You could even do one that says full name. And then from here, you want to kind of essentially get their phone number, email. You can do a website. You can do organization or business name. And you can just, make adjustments to it. Let's just say business name. Okay. You don't need a postal code. I don't know where I got that from. Website. And then you go from there. You can add one that is multi, and you can literally say qualifying questions, if any. Save. And then you just grab it here, you place it there, and you're going to do the same thing, essentially asking for all the details that we need in order to do the build outs, in order to set up their A2P verification, and everything we need to do. And you could actually add this information inside a website. And you can literally just build a very simple website with, it could be a 2-step or a 3-step. Again, like I said, it depends on what industry and what services you're offering. So for this case, something like as simple as you're just building AI-driven automations for that specific client for both inbound, outbound. Maybe you're doing lead recovery campaigns. Maybe you could do a thank you step. So it becomes a 3-step. Now, if you're, let's say, running ads, then you essentially want to get access to their Facebook Ads Manager. So you may want to add an additional step, kind of walking them through, maybe you're using a third-party platform to get automatic access to their Facebook Ads Manager or their Google Ads Manager, and then you're just making a video walking them through that process. Or if they just don't know how to do that, then in the video you can just specify, hey, if you're having trouble setting this up and giving us access, we can do that on the onboarding call. That's it. The videos are just kind of like little 1 or 2 minute videos walking them through the next steps, setting up expectations, and that's basically it. You can, in the thank you page, you can even do kind of like a final note, setting expectations. That's it. Very simple. The whole point is just to automate the whole process and then improve it as you go. Now, if you wanted to make your own website or your own funnel, just literally you can just start from blank. I'll name it Kickoff because I already have one that's named Onboarding. All right, then we're going to do Kickoff Lander. You can name it whatever you want. I'm just kind of going through this quickly. Then we're going to hit edit. All right, and then the first thing we want to do is maybe add like a little section where you put your logo, and then we'll just choose a quick little logo, and then we'll just make this smaller. Let's just make the background a different color. Let's just say black. Next is, a quick headline. You're going to do a quick headline. We'll do this white. Okay. And then over here would be, you can either do it like this and do maybe a video. And then this is going to be your intro video, kind of like welcoming them, things like that. And then right here, what we're going to do is literally going to add the form. So let's just, for the form, where is it? Form. And then we'll look for the newest form we built with all the information that we're essentially asking for. Obviously, it's going to be longer than this. And then you can kind of edit the site so that it looks a little bit nicer than what we have right now. But again, like I said, just keep it simple. And that's basically it. I mean, don't overcomplicate these steps. In the beginning, it's just kind of let's set something up in order to have something that we can use, that we can essentially improve over time. Now, don't overcomplicate this. If you close your first deal, the most important step is getting an A2P verification set up. Go to Fiverr and find someone who can actually handle this for you using Twilio. They charge around $100 and most offer a guarantee. If you're charging $3,000 to $10,000 per client, $100 to save yourself time and headache is nothing. Stop doing everything yourself. The faster you deliver, the faster you can keep growing. The same applies to building your infrastructure. Building a productized system takes time away from what you should be doing, closing deals. So instead of building it yourself, hire someone to create a productized system that you can sell over and over again without delaying your outreach. And here's why. If you're just getting started, you don't know what works yet. You're gonna go through a learning phase with your first clients. It's bad enough that you're starting out. Now the results that you deliver will be mediocre because you haven't tested anything in the real world. Only in your bedroom at 1 o'clock in the morning. That doesn't count. Doesn't matter how long it took you to build a system. If you've never proven it works with real clients, that can kill your growth. So paying an expert for a proven system you can license and replicate saves you months of trial and error and money in the long run. And this is where GoHighLevel and our productized platform come into play. It's the best way to build fully productized AI-driven systems for yourself and all your clients, keeping everything organized under your own agency. Now, if you want to fast track your growth, that's exactly why we built our program. We build your entire AI business for you. Infrastructure, proven funnel, onboarding processes, platform access, fully productized system templates with SOPs and video walkthroughs. Everything, so you're not stuck figuring it out. You focus on closing deals and we handle the build. Already have clients or a network? Even better, you bring the distribution and we handle the infrastructure and deployment for you. And as you scale, you get access to our pool of trained VAs to hire internally. No interviewing, no training. They're ready to go from day one. Now, if you want to see how this works for your situation, schedule a call with our team and we'll go over a quick roadmap, show you exactly what's included and see if it makes sense for where you're at. No pressure, just more clarity. Now, let me show you how easy we can actually build an inbound AI assistant and implement it into your workflow. And this is the most simplest system you can actually build for any business to get started. All right, so we're inside of the AI specialized platform. Just wanted to show you exactly how we're able to actually build an agent in 5 minutes. So what I'm going to use right now as an example is Top Gun backblades. I was actually getting a bunch of ads during snow season. I thought it was pretty cool to actually do a demo on it. It's just literally kind of blades that you install on the back of your truck to remove snow. And you can see right there. I thought it was pretty cool. So I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's use them as an example. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy the website. We're going to go into the platform right here. We're going to go into agents. We're going to create a new agent, AI Receptionist, and we're going to paste the website right there. And what's going to happen is that the system is going to scan the complete website, the first page or the landing page, and all the sites or all the pages included on that website. All right. Frequently asked questions, information on pricing, information about the blades that they sell, or if it's like a local business providing a service, what services do they provide, and everything about the business, the industry, everything. So right now, as you can see, it's just scanning the website. It's going to take a little bit of time, usually a minute or so, to go through this whole process. But the amazing part is that it's going to get all the information, create the knowledge base, and the prompt for you to actually get started. Now remember, this is just a template that it's going to give you. As an expert or as somebody that wants to get into the AI space or as a business owner, you need to understand what your client's needs are. Get all the information you need from them from the form that they fill out. And also when you hop on a call with them through the kickoff call or the onboarding call, whatever you want to call it, get as much information from them as possible, because the more detailed, if they give you scripts, voice recordings, all these things will help you build or train the AI the proper way so that it's customized for their business. Right now, it's going to build something that you can use to get started, and then you optimize it and improve it. All right, so there you go. Business name, Top Gun Backblades. What I'm going to do is change the name of the agent. Maybe we can call her Chloe. It did say home service. I guess you can say it's kind of like it, since we're using these blades to remove snow from driveways, residential homes, or even, I guess, companies, parking lots and stuff like that. So what we're going to do here is just, since we didn't have the option for that one specifically, it chose home service, the closest one to it. But you can literally come here and press other, and you can tell it what industry you want it to be. So we can literally just go here and say high quality snow removal equip. All right, and you can see a brief description. We're going to use this as an inbound real quick because we're going to build like a quick inbound assistant. Continue. Now we're going into the knowledge base. You can see it created a quick knowledge base to use. We offer a variety of snow removal products. We got a 20-foot back blade, a 16-foot back blade, and then the Top Gun floating skid steering mount as an addition to any plow. And over here, the only price that they have is for the Top Gun floating skid steer mount, $980. The name of their team, Jason, the founder, Rob, business partner, and then common frequently asked questions or common questions all right here. Okay. Now, if we go back to the website, and we go to shop, you can see we 20-foot back blade. They got a 16-foot back blade, and then the Top Gun floating skid, $980, exactly the way it came up. So now you know it's exactly the information that it got from the website. So pretty cool. Now let's go back and let's leave it as is. You can go in here and make changes as you want. Delete this if you don't want to include this. Perfectly fine. Anything you want to remove or add on to or change, you can go ahead and do it right here or later on once you create the assistant. Continue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a custom voice, which is Jessica. I'm going to do 1.1. I'll leave the turn quick response. I'm going to add the calendar. I'm going to choose this one right here. And then click on the phone number, generate agent preview, which is the prompt. Your agent greeting, hey, this is Chloe over at Top Gun Backblades. How's it going? And then right here we have full prompt. Chloe, whatever it is, the role, and everything else. Let's continue. Now, this is part of what the functions are. End call, schedule callback, check availability, book appointment, transfer call. We don't need to do transfer call, but you can click on that. And then later on, we can update this. Let's just click on contact intelligence. And this is essentially what's going to give the AI access to the GoHighLevel CRM and all the information that's in it, as far as updating maybe their phone number, their email, their address, the basic stuff. And then you could also give it access to all the other custom fields and custom values using variables. Create agent, and that's it. Just created a whole new agent. Now, if we go into here and we expand the prompt, you can see right here, it's a basic prompt that you can use. And the role is Chloe, Top Gun Backblades AI Receptionist. The greeting, sound genuinely happy. They called. Hey, this is Chloe over at Top Gun Backblades. How's it going? Ask what brought them in. Match their energy, let it flow naturally. Answer, use the knowledge base below to be specific and helpful. Qualify, when they seem interested, want me to grab you some time with our team, they can walk you through everything. And then it goes to the booking flow. Now you can come here and make some changes to the booking flow. I like offering 2 time slots, not 3. Once they pick a call, book appointment, confirm, check availability, ask if they have questions. Okay, cool. So that's it. And then save it. You can go through the whole prompt, make the changes you want. Again, you can update everything through here. And then this is a greeting. Now let's go to the voice, and we want to make a couple of changes, actually. That stays, right? That's the one we chose. This one, we're going to keep it as is. I like it natural, balanced. Now every voice is different, so you want to test it out first, see how you like it, and then make those adjustments. The model, we're going to use Claude Sonnet. We're going to keep it at English as the main language. And you can turn on additional languages that you want the AI to speak. A calendar. Now, just so you know, it does have multi-calendar capabilities. So if you choose one calendar, that's fine. If you choose all of them, that's fine as well. And then if you do choose multiple calendars, you can be specific as to why you would want this calendar booked, right? So if, let's say, this is John's calendar and John is one of the sales reps, if anyone requests to schedule an appointment with John, then it's going to schedule on his calendar, okay? And then that's basically it. Now, I'm just going to choose that one to make sure that it's clicked. And then that's basically it. Functions. Let's go over functions again. I want to click on reschedule, cancel. We don't need to do transfer calls. I'm not going to do transfer calls right now, but you can. And you just have to put the name, the phone number, when to transfer. So essentially a detailed kind of description. Caller wants pricing info or to make a purchase. That's just an example. And then once somebody mentions that, then it's going to automatically let them know, okay, awesome. I'll transfer the call to whoever the person is, the sales manager, John. And then you can add multiple phone numbers. All right. You can add a tag if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that right now. Update a contact. You can update the phone number, the email, the address of the contact inside GoHighLevel CRM. Add notes, send SMS, trigger workflows, update opportunities. Trigger outbound calls are only for texting. So if somebody's like, hey, can you give me a call through text? AI will automatically call them. And then these are custom functions. I will go over the custom functions in a separate video, but cool stuff that you can actually do with these custom functions. One of them is being able to access a Google spreadsheet. So if you have maybe a client that has a list of a bunch of services or dealerships with a bunch of vehicles, stock numbers, prices, colors, whatever it is, they can essentially update the list as many times as they need. And the AI will always have the updated list, because if somebody goes in and they make adjustments, okay, this vehicle was sold, let me mark it as sold. Now, if somebody reaches out and they're like, hey, I have this vehicle I saw online, stock number is 3252, AI is going to go in, get access to the Google sheet and say, hey, listen, this vehicle just got sold, but we do have, multiple vehicles within that same range or that same type of vehicle available. If you want to come in and take a road test, let me schedule you in. Okay, cool. So let's just go back real quick and let me show you kind of like where all the AI assistants are. You can see right here, Chloe. Let's just update this to Chloe Top Gun and save. Actually, let me see something. Voice, call settings. All right, so this right here is, this call may be recorded. I don't want that. AI speaks first. We'll keep that since it's an inbound call. Pre-tool speech. So if it's essentially announcing when it's executing a tool. So if it's looking for a time slot, for example, in order for the AI to choose a time slot, it's actually grabbing a tool, it's searching for the time slot. So it's getting access to your calendar in the CRM, which takes a little bit of time, but the AI is doing it quick. But either way, it does have some sort of latency. Now, obviously, as time goes on, these latencies are getting better and better and quicker. But again, if you think of a human, how long does it take a human to actually, all right, let me take a look at the calendar. Just give me one moment. They look at the calendar, they look at the date, the time. It takes time. So if a freaking AI takes, 1 or 2 seconds to look for a time, I'm not complaining about that. So you can't expect AI to be some freaking magical wand and does everything perfectly. No. But either way, in order to kind of reduce that little latency, and again, AI is evolving and it's getting better, we added a feature where it's like, all right, let me check that for you. Or let me check what available times we have in our calendar as it's collecting the tool. So it reduces that little latency or little time that it takes to actually look for the time. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and test it. Essentially, when you test it out, you can test it out via text or even voice, just to make sure that everything is working properly. And this is using the prompt that the AI set up for us before we even make any adjustments to it. So let's see how it sounds.
Hey, this is Chloe over at Top Gun Backblades. How's it going?
Hey, Chloe. I'm doing really good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. So what brings you in today? Are you looking into snow removal equipment, or do you have questions about something specific?
Actually, Chloe, I'm actually currently on your website and I'm interested in the 20-foot blade you guys have. Can you kind of give me a little bit more information on that?
Oh, the Freedom Eagle. Love that you're checking out our biggest blade. So that's our 20-foot back blade, and it's a beast for clearing large areas. It uses pull plow technology, which means you can clear up to 20 feet of snow in a single pass, making your jobs way faster and more profitable. What kind of property are you looking to clear with it?
Well, right now we have a fleet and we work with residential homes in our service area. And essentially, I would like to test this out with one of our vehicles. I do have an F-150, so I'm not sure about like the capability if the 20-foot is the right fit for it.
Gotcha. So you've got an F-150 and want to test it out with your fleet. Real talk, the 20-foot Freedom Eagle is pretty heavy duty, so an F-150 might be better suited for our 16-foot option, the double-double, which is actually our most common choice. We do have a compatibility guide that goes into the specific vehicle models and attachment requirements. Want me to set you up with someone on the team who can walk you through exactly what'll work best for your F-150 and your residential routes?
Yeah, let's do it.
Perfect. So I've got tomorrow, Monday, the 2nd at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Which one works better for you?
Let's do 6 p.m.
Awesome. 6 p.m. it is. I just need to grab your name and email real quick to lock that in for you.
Yeah, sure. My name is Esteban Lopez, and my email is esteban@gmail.com.
Perfect, Esteban. You're all set for tomorrow, Monday the 2nd at 6 p.m. The team will walk you through everything about the blades and what'll work best for your F-150. Do you have any other questions before we wrap up?
No, that's all. You answered everything I needed. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thanks for calling, and we'll see you tomorrow at 6. Have a great night, Esteban.
All right, have a great night. Take care. Bye. There you go. Awesome stuff, man. Now over here, it didn't book the appointment because it didn't have my name or my email. It's an inbound call. That's how you have to kind of look at it. So it essentially didn't book the appointment because you can see right here, email must be an email. Didn't have, like, you need an actual email to be able to book an appointment. So what it did is it asked me for my name and my email, and then it scheduled the appointment correctly right here. So good stuff. Everything worked perfectly fine. You can see all the information that it gave me just with that prompt and knowledge base it created automatically. So you can literally build an AI assistant within like 3 minutes just by using the business owner's website. How cool and valuable is that? So let me also show you real quick the texting. Let's just say I'm interested in the 16-foot blade you guys have. Wanted to get more info on that. All right, so now it's just gonna essentially come up with a response. Hey there, this is Chloe over at Top Gun Blades. I'm so glad you called. Oh, I love that you're eyeing our double-double, the 16-foot back blade. It's our most popular pick for tackling big jobs efficiently, with easy installation and adjustable settings to make snow clearing a breeze. want me to hook you up with a quick chat from the team to dive deeper? Before that, do you know if it's compatible with the F-150? I'm just using that car as an example. And also, what is the price? Now remember, guys, this is a template that the AI came up with automatically within a couple of minutes. Your goal is to make the adjustments, optimize it, improve it. If the business owner uses maybe a qualification process, then you need to add that. You know, are you a business owner? Do you have a fleet? What is it that you're going to be using it for? You know, whatever qualification questions they may ask during a conversation they have with somebody that's interested. Because again, I'm pretty sure this is something that's high ticket for these things. So you need to understand who their ideal client is, whether they're a business owner, which most likely it's going to be somebody that has a fleet of vehicles. So you need to understand these things in order for you to actually build a prompt that's going to be customized for their business needs. You can see right here the response. Oh, absolutely. I've got you on that. Our double 16-foot back blade is designed to work with a wide range of trucks, including the F-150. Just check our compatibility guide for the specifics on the attachment to ensure a perfect fit. As for the pricing, I don't have that exact details right here, but our team can give you the full scoop and any current deals when we chat. Want me to grab your time? Sure, let's do it. And so you guys can see it actually scheduled the appointment for me on the calendar using the actual testing feature on the platform. So pretty cool stuff. You can actually check to make sure that the AI is actually scheduling the appointment, which is important, right? You want to make sure that the calendar works, that it's actually scheduling the appointment. Any functions, you can see right here when it calls out specific functions. Functions are tools that's already pre-built within the platform. So it's either going to tag, if you're tagging or if you're rescheduling or canceling an appointment or whatever it is, you want to be able to see that it actually calls the tool and it actually gets the green result. If it's red, it didn't work. So you have to see what's going on. Why didn't it work? Maybe you forgot to turn something on or whatever the case is. But it actually shows you when it calls the tool and if it actually worked. So pretty cool stuff in this. Oh, perfect timing. We got one spot available tomorrow, March 2nd at 5 p.m. I scheduled at 6 p.m. So you can see now it has the 5 o'clock appointment available. I scheduled at 6. The only spot available is 5 p.m. So it never gave me the 6 p.m. time slot because I already scheduled on that time slot. So you can see right here at 5 p.m. Eastern. Does that work for you? If so, I'll need your full name and email to get it booked. Also, I'm just going to say Jesse James, and my email is jesse212 at gmail. I'm just going to say at test.com. You know, never know if that's somebody's email. All right, cool. So let's send that through. Okay, so you see how I checked the availability again and then booked the appointment. I literally got the appointment booking right here. Let me show you. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this, but right there in the bottom it says appointment confirmed. Obviously the email didn't get delivered because I mean it's at test.com. That doesn't exist. So for Monday, you could see 5 p.m. You can see right there. Hard to see, but schedule the appointment right there on the calendar inside of my CRM on the specific calendar that I scheduled it on. Oh, Jesse, you're all set. Your appointment is booked for Monday, March 2nd at 5 p.m. Do you have any other questions? So that's basically it, guys. I mean, pretty cool stuff. You're able to test everything out inside the platform. I showed you how to build an inbound assistant very quickly. Now, the next step after this is building the inbound assistant automation, which is actually something very quick that you can do and set up. So let me go into the automations that I have. And I already kind of started one inbound call analysis. So the next step would be essentially to create a new inbound webhook. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this and we're going to go in here. We're going to go into settings and we're going to post call webhook. And we're essentially, I'm going to remove this one and paste a new one. I'm going to keep this one on and I'm going to click on send test right here. Webhook saved, delivered successfully. And we're going to go back and we're going to fetch sample. And you can see right here, the request was sent. And essentially what the information that we're going to actually get is the direction, inbound assistant, the status, the recording URL, the transcript, the summary, the contact ID, which is very important to know who we're actually speaking to. Then the next step is find contact. And what we're going to do here is make sure that we have the correct contact ID information. So essentially, it's just a matter of coming here, inbound webhook, contact. But you can see right here, I have the metadata, caller, contacts, contact ID. You save it. So now every single time after a conversation happens, it's going to search for the contact. So once it finds the contact, essentially you can do so many things now at this point. What we do is we automatically send a text message to them using this GPT. We analyze the conversation depending on the scenario. Let's say they scheduled an appointment. Now we can send them a text message with a confirmation message. Hey, I got you locked in for tomorrow, Monday at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. or whatever the time is. Looking forward to, the conversation, whatever it is. Now, another thing we're doing is analyzing the conversation, and depending on the context of the conversation, we're adding a detailed call summary inside of the notes section. So that way, any of your clients want to come in and check out the conversation, they have a detailed call summary inside of the notes section. And for those that scheduled an appointment, you can essentially send them an email to notify them that a new appointment was scheduled. So again, there's just so many different things that you can do once you have it inside of a workflow, or once you trigger a workflow, because as long as you have the contact information and the details of the call, you're able to essentially do anything. And then we can update custom fields, call summaries, transcript, audio recording with the correct information. And that's it. That's all you need for inbound. Just one workflow. The inbound webhook that essentially provides the CRM or GoHighLevel with all the information about that contact, and it automatically creates the contact during the conversation. And you can see right here, both contacts have been updated. That's pretty much it, guys. I mean, cool stuff. Super excited. Now, again, if you guys want more information or want access to our systems and you want to fast track your growth, reach out to us, schedule a call with our team. More than happy to walk you through that roadmap and see if it's a fit for us. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye.